Hey everyone, sorry we missed you at our lesson this evening. We looked at Taylor Swift's song Speak Now. It's going to sound and start off something like this. And the reason why we chose it, it's got really basic chords like G, D, A minor and C. It's got nice strumming patterns. We're going to do 3 different patterns, one that starts like this. Later it's going to go, and we're going to finish it with. So it's a really cool song if you're new to guitar. But first of all, we want to look at what the basic chords look like. We're going to start off with G. Our G chord, finger 1. You'll notice my fingers are numbered. Please use the same finger notation that I'm using. Finger 1, fret number 2, 5th string from the bottom. First finger there. Middle finger number 2 goes straight to the top, 3rd fret, and then your ring finger number 3 goes straight to the bottom, also the 3rd fret. If you were to pick your notes individually, your G should sound something like this. And then some guitarists also prefer to play their G like that, and all that's changed is the ring finger has gone up to there, pinky's gone in its place. And it's a slightly nicer sounding G, but it's not that crucial right now. I'm quite happy with this. Next chord, D. Finger 1 must go to the 2nd fret again, 3rd string from the bottom. Middle finger number 2 straight to the bottom, 1st string. And ring finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret. And very important for the D, we strum from the 4th string down. That's your D chord. Next up, A minor, finger 1, fret 1, string 2 from the bottom. Very important, we always count from the bottom. Middle finger number 2 goes to the 4th string from the bottom. Ring finger, 3rd string from the bottom in the 2nd fret, and we strum from string 5. A minor should sound like this. And we finish off with the chord C. And that starts with finger 1, same position as the first, or for A minor. 2nd finger, also on the 2nd fret, the 4th string, same position as A minor, but the 3rd finger, your ring finger, goes all the way up to string 5, 3rd fret. So your C should look and sound like this. That's your C chord. We're going to look now at the strumming hand. As mentioned, the strumming hand. And that's our first strumming pattern. It's really quite an easy one. The patterns are on the PDF that I sent through with as well. So if you're not sure, look at the bottom right hand corner. You'll see there's 3 strumming patterns there. And the first strumming pattern, on the count of 1, you strum down. On the count of 2, you silence the guitar to make it go quiet. 1 and 2. On the plus, the and after the 2, you stroke up strum. So slow motion, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the 4 you mute again. So one more time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So very important, on your 2nd beat and 4th beat, you silence the guitar with the back end of your palm, and it's going to sound one more time like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Super slow motion. And you can see in the top corner here, my fingers for the chord, I'm playing a G. And you'll see I play this rhythm pattern through once for each chord. So it's G, D, A minor, and C. And you might have picked up, I accidentally added an extra strum as well, which you might not have picked up, because it still sounded cool. But if you do that by accident, please don't stop. So learn from my mistake, and my mistake was not to have done the strum, but I did good in the sense that I didn't stop. Very important lesson, keep your rhythm going. Now, we're going to look at the 2nd rhythm. The 2nd rhythm is going to sound like this. Basically, it starts off the same, but if you break it down at the end, you're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that muting on the 4 at the end that we did for the first bar, or the first time round for the first strumming pattern, that isn't happening now. We're going to replace that silence on the 4th beat with the up, down. So one more time, slow motion. 1 and 2 and, sorry, second again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then you change chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I'm going to get a different angle just so you can see the guitar from a different perspective. And we can just see the techniques of how the left and right hand interact with each other. Again, make sure your finger notations are the same as mine. In other words, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, etc. It is there to guide us. And let's try play it through together on the G only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's your basic pattern for number 2, rhythm pattern number 2. And if you put it through together with the chords, you're going to have G to D to A minor to C. That is the set sequence for the song. Okay, we're looking at the verse now. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it simply repeats itself as it goes through like that. Now, when it gets to the bridge, what Taylor's done over there is he's taken the opening G and D and swapped it with A minor and C. So what we're saying is instead of going G, D, A minor and C, she's rearranged it and started with A minor C, then gone to G and D. Watch out for that. That's a very important part of the song for the bridge. So you're going to have rhythm pattern number 2, but starting on A minor this time. Same rhythm pattern, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's a G and D. Simple as that. That's your second rhythm pattern. Now I'm going to do the third rhythm pattern, and then I'm going to point out at the end little subtle changes that you have to keep attention. And now our third rhythm, which is going to go like this. And what I'm hoping you'll hear there is that on the beat of 2 and 4, I'm strumming a little bit louder. So if I were to exaggerate it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it's a bit over exaggerated, but we're adding what they call an accent, which gives us a louder, stronger beat on the count of 2 and 4. One more time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we just speed it up, and we don't have the loud and soft, the quiet and the accent as dramatic, and we get this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the rhythm that they use for the chorus. So what I want to do now is I want to quickly rewind, and I'm going to talk your way through the song. At the top of the PDF page, you'll see it says intro G. You play the first rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You play G twice, that's your intro. Then the verse starts, verse 1. For verse 1, you do the whole G, D, A minor, C thing, but with rhythm pattern number 1. So you're using this rhythm pattern. And at the end of the verse, you'll notice it says C stop. So as you get to the last part where she sings, "You should be marrying the wrong girl," it's going to go A minor, C and stop. So watch it for the little pause there. Second verse where she starts off singing, "I sneak in and see your friends." Same G, D, A minor, C, but this time rhythm number 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So same chords that the rhythm is building up. So it gives that sort of feeling of the song's going somewhere, it's building up to a crescendo. And then for the bridge, as we mentioned, she turns the chord sequences around. So instead of going G, D, A minor, C, she now goes A minor, C, G, D. Okay. And at where the fourth line where she sings, "Where I stand and say," you'll see NC written in pink there. NC stands for no chord, which means it's dead quiet. You don't play silence. So if you were to take your whole bridge through, it would be like this. and no chord, because it says NC. And then eventually the chorus, and she uses the same G, D, A minor, C sequence that she used at the beginning of the verse. So you go back to that, but rhythm number 3. And that's it. Okay. Then after that it comes to verse 3, back to G, D, A minor, C, rhythm 2. And you'll notice there actually is an E minor chord lurking there. In bridge 4, when she sings, I hear the preacher say, speak now, she plays E minor once. One E minor, one strum through the entire song, and she just does, hear the preacher say, speak now. Just one strum on the E minor, you know E minor, fingers 1 and 2, 5th string, 4th string, and just one strum. 2, 3, 4, C, 3, 4, G, 3, 4, D, 3, 4. And you'll notice there's a little asterisk, a little star next to each either of those chords. That little star is just to sort of designate that E minor, C, G, D on bridge 4 is one strum. And then you go back to the original of rhythm 2 and rhythm 3 for the verses and the choruses. Do yourself a big favor, please listen to the song, YouTube it, Spotify, whatever you're using, and try and play along once you got the chords going. And if you've got any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a phone call. I'm happy to help, or drop me a WhatsApp and tell me what's going wrong. I'll be happy to help you. Otherwise, have a cool week and hope to see you next week. Thank you. Cheers.